I'm getting money. Welcome to Secure the Bag. What it do?
What up, baby? What's going on,
It's your
fam?
boy AW.
And your boy Strizzy back in the building, ready to collect this money. You already know what it is.
Yes, exactly. Ready to secure some bags. We're back for the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. 4 games to pick this week. But before we do that, we're gonna go over our 6 games last week. Talk about that. My boy over there, his pockets looking fatty. That's what it is. But before we get into all of it, let me just say I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for clicking on this video. If you're watching live or you're watching later, just want to say we appreciate you. We appreciate your participation. And don't be afraid to, play along in the in the comments. Don't be afraid to like, subscribe, all the fun YouTube stuff. So there it is. Neither of our teams are alive this playoff session anymore. We'll get to how mine crashed out, but hopefully maybe you out there are rooting for somebody still, and you want to know a little bit more about these games we got going. So that's what it is. Anything you want to say real quick, Strizzy, before we get it popping?
Yeah, man. First of all, how dare the Panthers hire Ben McAdoo? we gonna
Hold on, I want to see your whole face for this.
Dog, man, we gonna bring this up on Tuesday. But man, oh my god, I can't believe I'm in disbelief, man. I'm putting all my Panther stuff away for the next season. We're gonna start off like 0-5 for the first 5. I know it.
Yeah. If those are the moves that Rule's gonna be making, it's gonna be a long week. A long offseason for you, I think. So,
bro, I'm telling you, like, how are we gonna hire an offensive coordinator from a team who might have had a worse offense than we did? Like, I don't.
Yeah,
that's all
that's
bad, bro.
bad.
Yeah,
That's bad. That's true. I didn't put any news really too much on there, but that is one that we could have easily talked about, though. Yeah, today the Panthers hiring Ben McAdoo, and then firing after firing Joe Brady earlier this year. So that's just bad news. But all right, let's get straight to it. We want to talk about the line, how the line works, how the over-under works, and the money line. So we always use this classic example. In this example, Philadelphia is the favorite. They have to win by more than 3 in order for you to cash a bet on the line. Using against the spread, we have our total of 42. So that's how many points total scored between both teams. You pick whether it's going to go over or under that. So if you think it's going to be low scoring or high scoring, that's what you do there. Those are always pretty much even money, a little bit, minus 110 or whatever. But we have the money line on the far right. And I always like to explain this one because this one took me a long time to learn. The money line. So if it's plus 140, that means if you bet $100, you will win $140. And if it's minus 160, that means you have to bet $160 in order to win $100. So that plus or minus is always on a $100 bet. So that can help you kind of calculate your odds. We talk about this every week. We also talk about the fact that this is not actual betting advice. Okay. Not actual betting advice. So don't ride with us. Use your own, trust your own, or just don't bet. That works too. That's the easiest way to not lose your money. So, all right, let's go ahead and review the Super Wildcard Weekend real quick, and talk about the first game that was the Raiders and Bengals. The Bengals handled that business. They beat the Raiders down pretty good. The Raiders almost came through late to kind of make it a close game, but that one was for Strizzy. I went with the Raiders. Strizzy went with the Bengals. So Strizzy hit on that one. He hit the negative 5.5 for the Bengals. So great job on that one. Next up, we had the Patriots-Bills, and the Bills absolutely smacked the Patriots. I think this is sort of what we were expecting. Both of us were on the Bills this time, but I didn't think it would get that bad, honestly.
It was ugly. They got murdered.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. Bill Belichick, he's never one to go down quite like that. So we'll see how they bounce back for next season. But the Bills are looking like the real deal. We'll talk about them more in just a minute for sure. Next up, we had Sunday morning game. The Eagles at the Bucks. Another blowout. The Bucks absolutely smashed the Eagles. They only scored late to keep it respectable. So for whatever reason, I thought the Eagles were going to be in this game.
I was with you. You know what I mean? Like, for that one, I was really – the big spreads are tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when we talked about it last week, I was like, I think the Bucks can get this, but wouldn't be surprised for a plus 8.5 to get 9 points. And same thing, man. They just got ahead quick and never looked back.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a rough one, but as you're noticing here, there's a little bit of trend going on. Strizzy's on the right side of everything so far. So next up, we had the San Francisco 49ers at the Dallas Cowboys. My Dallas Cowboys, America's team. They didn't show up. It was a bad game for sure, and they were the favorites in this game, 3-point favorite, and they ended up getting smacked pretty good. There was a chance for a little Hail Mary type situation, but it was too late, too little too late. Cowboys lost by 6, so the San Francisco 49ers did get that dub, and Strizzy again on the right side of the picks. You saw this one coming though.
I didn't want to be right about this one, fam. I just when it comes to these bets, I like to look at like history, you know what I'm saying, a little bit. And San Francisco is just good. They're better away than they are at home for one. And then for two, it's just I don't know what it is, man. That first round just has the Dallas number, you know what I'm saying? I want it to be wrong, bro. For the sake of you guys, I want it to be wrong.
No, I appreciate it, but it didn't work out this time for America's team. I was hoping, we would be making some shakeups on the coaching staff. I think I'm going to be just as disappointed if all of our coaches come back as you are with the new coaches that are coming to the Panthers. So,
for real, dog.
So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. But yeah, for now, it looks like the Cowboys are the same old Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? A lot of hype, a lot of regular season success, and then can't come through clutch. So that one hurt. But I'll take that loss.
It comes with a big franchise, you know what I'm saying? Cowboys are probably the biggest franchise in the NFL, so it just that hype just stays with them no matter what. You know what I mean? You guys are always going to be that team that's like people either hate you guys or love you guys. You know what I'm saying? So there's never really any in between. I guess I'm in between. I'm like the few person that's just like I don't hate the Cowboys. I'm not a fan either, but
I think you would if we weren't if you didn't have so many Cowboys fans around you, probably.
You might be right. Honestly, I might be starting to like this team just by affiliation. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
But it's tough, man. I'm a huge fan of Dak Prescott's. You know what I'm saying? When he was a rookie and y'all won, I think went like 11-4 or 11-5 or whatever. When Romo was hurt,
they went 13-3 that year.
Well, you're right. That was 13-3. You're right. It was crazy. Yeah. I was basically like, Romo can't have his job back. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a wrap. I think that was the year you guys won your first playoff game, or maybe the next year or something like that. Yeah. So not your first playoff game, but the first one in a while. And I huge CD Lamb fan. You know, I'm an OU fan, so I mean, like, you guys are getting these pieces that are like kind of like making me like y'all a little bit more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, man, I want it to be wrong for you guys. I don't have a team in this playoff to really root for. I mean, the Bills at this point, so I'm going for it now. But before that, it was like I want to be wrong. I just when money's involved, you know what I'm saying? Gotta go with my brain. You know what I mean? Like,
right. No, I feel you. I feel you. And that's why my brain tricked me. I thought I was going with my heart and my brain, but no, it was just my heart talking. But moving on to another one, a lot of rooting interest in the Slack community. Steelers and Kansas City Chiefs. We have a bunch of Kansas City Chiefs fans in our comments. So, we were kind of expecting this one too. Another blowout in this first round. The Chiefs smacked down the Steelers pretty handily, covered the 12.5-point spread. That's the biggest spread, by the way, in modern NFL playoff history. So basically since they started the wild card, biggest spread, and it still was covered. Big Ben's last game, we think, but he still has not officially announced retirement.
For sure.
I think he's like, I don't know what he's playing games, or he's still trying to use their facility to work out or something. Like, I don't know what to do.
I know, just to see if maybe he can get Leo 50 throws a game in. Like, bro.
Right. Just shut this thing down. But
you're what, a 2-time Super Bowl champ? Like, bro, call it a career.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's interesting though. Somebody was saying this, and I don't know if I buy into it totally, but I'm curious. Like, but the past 2 years now have been the first time we had only one first round bye, basically only the top seed instead of the top two. And they added, that extra game. And basically it's producing a lot of blowouts. The Bucks would have been the second seed. They're getting a lot of blowouts, and then the Chiefs would have been the second seed and normally got that bye week, and they had a blowout too. So it is interesting if the NFL will change it back. Some people were trying to petition for that, but it's too much money to be made. It's an extra playoff game, so I don't see it going away anytime soon. But just interesting note there that we are seeing more like lopsided playoff games than normal.
Yeah, and I say keep it the same. Like, who knows, man? Like, Sometimes we have these. I mean, the Titans were a wild card not too long ago. They were all the way up to the AFC Championship game and lost. You know what I'm saying? So it is
I
what
kind
it
of
is,
like
man.
it.
You know what
More
I'm saying? Me
opportunity.
too. Like, it's not always going to be that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, all right, moving on to another first Monday Night Football, first playoff game ever on a Monday night. We had the Cardinals visiting the Rams, and in this one, actually, the Rams, they took it to the Cardinals pretty good. The Cardinals just looked a little bit overwhelmed in this game, and so the Rams ended up covering their 4-point spread. And down goes Strizzy for the first time this weekend. But I do want to give you a big shout out. 5-1 is not hard. It's very hard. It's not easy going against the spread. So 5-1 on the weekend is fantastic. Great job with that. So you hit the 5 bags, and then I hit the little 3 bags above me. So I'll take the 3. I was like kind of halfway being like, that'd be dope if Strizzy covered, but then I was like, dang, then my week would look really rough. So
Man,
yeah.
I'm kind of mad because I actually singled all these games and then I parlayed all of them too. So I missed out on the one against the spread, but I did hit a parlay of the money lines because my money lines were 6-0. So
nice.
I did pick the Rams. I just thought it would be like a field goal, like a last minute field goal, something like that. But yeah, man, they smacked the Cardinals.
Yeah, for sure. They did. So that's what's up though. That's great momentum going into the rest of these playoffs where the games kind of dwindle down. We'll be able to focus in on them a little bit more. So let's see if you can stay on this roll. Let's go ahead and jump into the divisional round games. The first one being Saturday morning, the Bengals visiting the Titans. The Titans are a 3.5-point favorite. The over-under is set to 47. What do you got in this game, Strizzy?
Man, I'm liking the Bengals, man. I'm choosing the Titans. I think the Titans cover the spread. For whatever reason, this team just, I don't care how bad they look, who's injured they just continue to win. Especially at home. Like, they're a really tough team to beat at home. So I got the Titans in this game. I think the Bengals are going to struggle a little bit. I feel like they had their huge game last week where they kind of dismantled the Raiders a little bit. But I'm taking the Titans. I think they get past this one.
I think so too. I'm picking the Titans too, but I just realized something, and I apologize to our viewers. We're gonna have to fix this. I just realized I put our little people on the wrong side. But I'm picking the Titans too. I just think that I think it's gonna end this time. Mike Vrabel, he's just like super dope of a coach, and he's actually like 9-0 outright and against the spread when he has more than 9 days to prepare. I feel like he's good for one win. Like, I feel like he's good for at least one victory in the playoffs. So he's that kind of big time coach, kind of like a new Bill Belichick, you know what I'm saying, where he's going to make the most out of his guys. He's going to get every drip out of his people. So I'm going to fix this in just a second. But yeah, I'm going with the Titans as well. So
that's fine.
Our little guys,
that's my bad too. When I text you my picks, I actually did say the Bengals, but I meant to say Titans. I think my heart wants the Bengals to win, but my mind is like, nah, Titans probably gonna cover this spread.
Yeah. No, and I think it's funny because I think the Bengals are a little bit on their high horse a little bit, and it's good to have confidence, but I think this is more of like a back to reality a little bit because it's hard. Now, if they sweep through the Titans really easily, like, and they build up momentum, like, whoever's waiting for them next week is going to be a good matchup,
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's a little too soon for them. I feel like they're almost like a year too early. So
right, agree. They're still a really, really young team too, and then the Titans are getting Derrick Henry back for this game. He'll be activated today. So as long as he's healthy and the beast that we know him to be, man, I don't know. It's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I think it will. Hold on, let me see how quickly I can update this. Is that actually gonna work? Oh, dog. That's what's up. I was able to update it real quick without having to end the slideshow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Shouts out to Microsoft PowerPoint.
Right.
So our little guys are on the right side now. I think this is going to be a very good game, though. I definitely want to see what happens with this game. But moving on to the Saturday evening time slot, we have San Francisco 49ers visiting the Green Bay Packers. Packers are 5.5-point favorites. The over-under set to 47.5. Expecting very cold weather at Lambeau Field. Strizzy, tell me who you got in this game.
Yeah, I got Green Bay covering in this game. You know, one of the biggest reasons too why I picked San Francisco over Dallas last week was just because, you know, if you catch Dallas on a bad offensive night, you've got a good chance. You know what I mean? If you catch them on fire, like you're probably going down by a lot. I think it's just going to be so much harder to catch Green Bay like that because they travel a whole more away. Green Bay is Green Bay. You know what I mean? And they still got Aaron Rodgers at the helmet. I just don't think they'll be able to keep up from the offensive side. And I haven't seen anything about Joey Bosa being ruled out just yet, but I don't know. I just think Green Bay is just going to be a little too much for San Francisco to handle, especially in that really cold weather.
Got you. All right, so you got the Packers. I'm actually going with the I don't really realize why that popped up early, but no, I'm actually going with the 49ers on this one. This is a tough one though too. I don't know if it's just like a little bit of like PTSD or something like that from like after seeing them how well they played against the Cowboys, but I think money line, I think Green Bay is going to win, but I feel like it's going to be like a 3-4 point game, and I think that it's gonna. I would actually take the under too. I feel like there's times where Aaron Rodgers, like he's obviously good. He can obviously make all the throws. Him and Adams, they do their thing, but there's times where they kind of start slow, and there's times when they kind of like, I don't know, they're just like not all the way clicking on all cylinders. So I think that might happen this time. I think they win, but I think San Francisco like sneakily covers. So
yeah,
that'll be a fun one. And we got to be split at least on one of these. So you know what I'm saying? Like I had to switch it up a little bit, but I think San Francisco, like I said, it could be PTSD. I don't know, man, but we'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow about that one. But let's go ahead and move on to Sunday. We got the Rams visiting the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are 3-point favorites. 48.5 is the total over under. Who do you got in this game?
Man, I got the Rams in this one, man. I really like what they're doing. I really think McVay is all in on the roster that he's built throughout this entire season. You know what I mean? Like he's made some huge trades. You know what I mean, for some really big pieces. So he's all in. I think the Bucs are always going to be a good team. It's insane to me that Tom is still doing what Tom's doing, but I think that this might be the game where the pieces that are out injured affect them. You know what I mean? Like they've gotten kind of lucky towards the end of the season, you know, playing the Panthers and playing, you know, the other teams that they played towards the end, playing the Eagles last week, you know. But this Rams team is a really good team on the defensive side. If the defense can get to Tom, it's a wrap. He does not play well when he's constantly being knocked, you know what I mean? So and then they got Jalen Ramsey on the other side, probably going to be guarding Mike Evans. So like, I don't know, man. And Mike Evans does not do well against Jalen. Jalen kind of locks him down like every time they play against each other. So yeah, I really like the Rams in this one, but it might be close.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, I kind of with you. I feel everything you're saying. I'm with the Rams as well. I did come across this stat though about Tom Brady. So this year they're 1-3 when he's been sacked 3 or more times. It's crazy he was only sacked 3 or more times in 4 games all year. And the only game they won when he was sacked 3 times was against the Falcons, and it ended up being closer than it should have been. The other 3 is 2 times against the Saints, including that time when the Saints held them to 0 points. And then the other time was the Rams when they played the Rams back in week 5. So I think that the pressure is going to get to Brady. I feel like if the Rams do get 3, 4, 5 sacks, Tampa Bay is going to be off their game, and there's not going to be enough for them. So I'm going with the Rams. I think it's going to be a good game, though. I'm very excited for this one. I'm definitely going with the Rams. I know my mom's is rooting for them too. So, but that's not influencing this too much. I think that the Rams is their turn, and getting that win last week against a familiar foe in the Cardinals and being in a dominant fashion, I think that's going to get them going on the right direction. So,
and they didn't even have Von Miller in week 5. We got to think about that too.
Right. Yeah, that's true. He wasn't even on the roster yet.
For real. So yeah,
it's going to be a different problem for the Bucs. So before we get to that last game, though, I do want to say what's up to Stephanie Washington. Hey. Appreciate you being here and checking in with us on this midday show while we try to secure some bags. Stephanie from the land of securing bags out there. And yeah, we'll definitely be seeing you really soon. So thank you for your support. Appreciate you being here. Last game of the weekend. Let's go ahead and knock this one out, Strizzy. This is gonna be a great matchup. We got the Buffalo Bills traveling to the Kansas City Chiefs, 54.5 points on the over under. These are two high-scoring teams, and we got the Chiefs as a 1.5-point favorite, basically a pick 'em. But tell me how you feeling on this game?
Man, I really want my Super Bowl to be Rams Bills. That's really what I want to be told, man. So like I'm going for the Bills in this one. I feel like there's a lot of pent up rage against this Kansas City team. They did get them earlier in the year, so Kansas City's definitely going to want to return that favor. But like I said, like sometimes it's like I feel like these teams are both very evenly matched. You know what I mean? Obviously, KC has the better quarterback, but I like Josh Allen. I really do. I'm really rooting for Buffalo, man. I hope they can get it. I really love Stephon Diggs. I loved how we watched them win their AFC championship last year. I think that's going to play a big role. So I think he has a really huge game, and if he doesn't, man, that's all bad. But this game is the last game for a reason. I definitely going with the over on this game, and I'm taking Buffalo, man. Hopefully they can get it.
Yeah, I got you. I feel you on that one. I'm taking Kansas City only. I can't explain why. I think this is a coin flip. Like you said, I think that they are very evenly matched. Buffalo probably, I think they do have the slight edge on defense too. A little bit better overall defensively. But Kansas City, to me, they just have that recent pedigree where the Bills, I don't know why, but I can't get out of my mind when they were losing to the Texans, and they just Josh Allen screwed up the whole game. Like, I know that was several years ago now, but for some reason, every time I think of a big moment for the Bills, I think of that, and I think Kansas City's gonna find a way to win the game. But yeah, being 1.5-point favorites, that's basically nothing. That's basically just a pick 'em. So I'm just going with Kansas City also because they're at home. So slight edge. But like you said, this is the last game for a reason, though. This is going to be a great game.
Yeah, man, I can't even say anything against it. You know what I mean? It really was a coin flip. I'm really just going with my heart. I'm not going with my brain on this one. I'm rooting for the Bills is why I'm going with them. And you know what I'm saying? I think both of these teams are going to be so two great teams for the future. You know what I mean? With Tom getting older and Roethlisberger getting out, and even Aaron Rodgers getting up there in age, stuff like that. Some of the the Bills, KC, the Rams, Bengals now, these teams are going to be really fun to watch for the next decade. You know what I'm saying? So man, some of these matchups are going to look really good. So I'm excited, man. It's going to be a really good game.
I think so too. And I do see that these two teams could be, some of the more dominant teams in the AFC moving forward. Two teams you really don't want to mess with. So great stuff there. Those were our picks against the spread for the divisional round. We'll do our recap on the Tuesday Big Show, break down kind of what happened in these games. And then next week when we come back, we'll only have 2 games to break down, man. I'm kind of getting sad already, honestly, after the Cowboys lost last week, and then just realizing the NFL season is almost really coming to an edge.
I know. NBA bags though.
I know, that's what I was gonna say. We're gonna try to transition in the NBA bags. Strizzy, I know you're far ahead of me as far as your analytics on the NBA, so I'm gonna have to be learning. Because the NFL is my main sport to handicap.
Right.
I'm not really as in the NBA. I'm better at NBA. NHL is I'm far off on NHL, so we're gonna have to be talking about some different secure the bag topics. But we do have a couple more shows that'll be dedicated to football, and we're excited to see how those go. So
big time.
All right, that's that. Anything else we want to talk about real quick before we sign off on this one?
No, I don't think so, man. Everything's going great. Like I said, man, we had some personal stuff going on, but it's definitely a great day. Some of that stuff actually ended up being really positive. TikTok's going up like crazy. I think I've gained 3,000 followers in the last week and a half.
Damn, that's what's up,
bro. I know what I'm saying out here. Take that, bad boy. So yeah, man. Just a lot of positive stuff going on today. Definitely gonna be a good weekend, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Same thing too, man. I'm mad proud of you. I see your stuff going up. We talk about trying to be a little bit more consistent with posting our stuff, man. So I love seeing your stuff pop up on my YouTube channel. If y'all not following my boy, make sure y'all following my boy. That's for sure.
Thank you. Of course, I'm gonna have another video coming out. I'm gonna have another video coming out tomorrow, and hopefully I'm gonna try to keep my momentum. My outside goal was to do 2 a month.
There you go.
But hopefully I can keep ramping up and kind of go from there. But we'll see. But no, I appreciate the support. It's a long time coming for me. I've been wanting to do a lot of stuff. So I look around my office and I'm I see videos, I see a bunch of stuff I want to share. So,
Yeah,
So,
do that.
including Boba Fett back here, dude. He launches this thing. I'm gonna test this rocket. I'm gonna make a short. And I'm gonna test this rocket real quick too. So
yeah, got to.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep it moving though. Great stuff. And like we always say, we appreciate our viewers. We appreciate our slackers out there that give us so much support week to week. We'll be back Tuesday for our big show. That'll be show 126, 126 weeks in a row. That's what's up. Steamrolling towards 150. And then yeah, we'll be back to check on our bags and to evolve into some new type of bags soon too. So that's what it is. Let's go ahead and do this sign off though. It's your boy AW.
And your boy Strizz.
Peace.
And you say the truth, they open up my eyes.